Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be doing my October wrap up. I actually only ended up reading 3 books this month, but I ended up loving all of them, which for me, I'd rather read 3 books I love than reading 10 books that were just okay. So this was actually a really good reading month in my opinion. For the first book I read is Cinderella's Dead by Kalynn Bayron. This book is a Cinderella retelling. It's set 200 years after the original Cinderella story, and all the girls in this town have to go to a ball when they turn of age, I think 18, and they have to find themselves, a husband or they're forfeited. And the main character, she doesn't want to go to the ball, she wants to be with the girl she's in love with, but she's not allowed to be with that person. And this story is basically just her fighting to be who she is. And I loved it. I ended up giving it 4.5 stars once I finished it. And there's not many bad things I can say about this. I loved the world. I loved the setting. I loved the characters. All the main characters. Constance, I think her name is my favourite character. I love how badass she is. And I love the main characters. I love the side characters. The only bad thing I can say about this book is that the villains didn't really have a backstory. They just were villains for being villains, and I prefer it when villains do have like a story, have a reason to be the way they are. In the book, it didn't talk about them at all. They just were. But that being said, I did absolutely love this book, and I do recommend it to anyone who loves retellings, who loves anything about Cinderella. And the second book, okay, I get it, it's tiny, but I'm still counting it, and that is 101 Dalmatians. It doesn't actually say how many pages it is, but it is absolutely tiny. It's like not even half a page full of writing either, but I'm counting it. I'm counting it as read. And the only reason I read this book is because my mum found it in my grandma's house, and she brought it home. She said, "Why not read it?" So I did, and I read it in like 10 minutes, I believe. But it was good. It was good. I actually had no idea what this book was about, which is I don't know why, because the film is like really popular, but I just didn't know what it was about. So I read this book, and I loved it. I ended up giving it 3 stars, only because it was so small and is weird for like rating children's books, because I am not the demographic for these types of books. But yeah. And the last book I read in October is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And this book is basically about this young woman who goes to place Monte Carlo, I believe, and there she meets this young single man who's been recently widowed, and they meet and they get married, and she goes home with him, and basically it's about her kind of becoming obsessed with his late wife. And I did love this book. I gave it 4 stars overall, but it wasn't as creepy as I expected it to be, because I was reading it for, like I said, the film was coming out, but because it's October's one, I wanted a creepy book, I wanted a spooky book. It just didn't deliver on that front. Maybe I'm just stupid and it wasn't supposed to be, but I was expecting it to be. So I was slightly let down for that. But other than that, I loved it. I loved the main character. At first, she's a very shy character, and she only said like 1-word answers to anything that was ever asked to her. But throughout this book, we kind of grew with her character development, and at the end she became a completely different person. Loved the villain type of character as well. I can't remember the character's name, but there was reasonings behind her, well, how she acted with the main character, who we never actually find out her name, by the way, which is very different in the book. But yeah, the villain. I see why she acted the way she did towards the main character. Yeah, I ended up giving it 4 stars, and I loved Rebecca. I do plan on reading the other books by Daphne du Maurier. I have 3 others here, and I will hopefully get around to reading them as well, because I loved Rebecca, and I've heard from other people that her books get better as well. Like, the writing style gets better. So hopefully I'll enjoy those as well. And that is it for my October wrap up. I'm not going to be doing a November TBR because I just read whenever I want to read. So I don't have like set books I want to read for that month. So I'm not going to be doing a November TBR. But yeah, those are the books I read this month. And hopefully I'll read more in November, but I highly, highly doubt it. I mean, I've actually already started one book. I've already started Stranger Dreamer by Laini Taylor. So hopefully I'm going to finish this one either this week or start of next week, and then read more next month. And then read more books once I finish this one. But I'm not in a reading mood. And it annoys me so much. I want to read, but I don't. Like, I'm making myself read at the moment. I'm not enjoying it. And it's really sad. But yeah, hopefully November will be a reading month for me, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!